The moves of Generation 3's Pokemon are actually pretty awful. Let's take a look at the starter signature moves, for example. Blaziken's Blaze Kick was an 85 power move with a 10% chance to burn and an elevated 1 in 8 chance to crit. But it comes with 90% accuracy, making the consistent flamethrower entirely superior. There's Sceptile's Leaf Blade, which also has a high crit ratio, and it comes with perfect accuracy. But this poor grass move was only given 70 power. And as for Swampert's Muddy Water, well, for a 30% chance to lower the target's accuracy by 25%, the move loses 15% accuracy over Surf, which of course, as every Pokemon player knows, if it's not 100% accurate, it's 50%. And I know that a lot of people want to think that Generation 3 is perfect, but these crazy choices really only scratch the surface. The reality is that Gen 3 Pokemon moves are much less well balanced than people care to admit, and as part of my ROM hack to make the perfect version of Pokemon Emerald, today we'll be fixing the many unbalanced moves of Generation 3. We're gonna start things off with the normal type. Now, Hyper Voice is Exploud's new signature move, and this comes with 100 accuracy and 90 power. This is like hardly better than Strength. And like, dude, come on, it's a normal type move. Like, what are we doing here? So to make this move feel a little bit more meaningful, we've just raised its power up to 100. And similarly, Crush Claw is also going to get a boost. Crush Claw is going to get a boost of 5 power with 95% accuracy, and now has a 50% chance to lower the foe's defense. There's also just a bunch of other really poorly balanced normal moves. These moves are across the board terrible. So the fix we're implementing is giving Fury Swipes and Furry Attack 100% accuracy and 18 damage, Barrage and Double Slap to 20 power, while Comet Punch gets 25 power since it's a bit of a later game move. Tackle, Sonic Boom, Bind, and Wrap are other moves getting perfect accuracy. Takedown gets 5 to go to 95, Mega Punch goes to 90 power, while Kick goes to 120, and both moves gain 10 accuracy. Glare goes from 75 to 90 accuracy, while Thrash goes to 100 power. So as a whole, the goal is to ensure that moves still feel similar to their original design, but balancing that with trying to make sure that they actually have a purpose. Now, Bug type has once again seen a lot of improvements. In Crystal Legacy, Twin Needle became the 80 power late game bug equivalent to moves like Shadow Ball and Crunch. It's been a staple of the bug moves, and it will stay this way in Emerald. Gen 3's also added some new and exciting moves for the bug types, which will help to add a little bit of flavor. Silverwood was added for the Cocoon evolutions, and with 60 power and a 10% Omni Boost chance, it serves as the bug equivalent of Ancient Power. Signal Beam was added as well, with 75 power and a 10% chance to confuse the target. Now, despite this being the strongest added perfect accuracy bug move in the game, it still felt weak compared to things like Shadow Ball and Crunch at 80 power. Bug is not the best type. And so after balancing this move for the Pokemon that learn it, we decided on 85 power. Now, Pin Missile gets 25 power per hit and 100% accuracy, and Leech Life is going from 20 power up to 40 as a more early bug type move. And lastly, once again, Cut becomes a mid-power bug HM move. 55 power, 95 accuracy, high crit ratio, it's basically bug type Razor Leaf. And so with the changes we've made, Bug is now overall a great offensive choice. Steel is another type that struggles from having minimal quantity of moves, and this results in awkward distribution. This means the best we can really do is just try to make sure that all Steel moves serve a serious purpose. We also need to recognize that Steel is meant to be offensively just not the best, and while we're buffing moves, we're making sure that they still stay like not totally accurate, because that's just kind of like a thing for Steel moves. I'm not out here looking at Generation 9 and being like, well, Meowscarada gets an always critting move, so that's fair in Gen 3. No, it doesn't work that way. You just gotta say, what did the game developers do in Generation 3? That is the precedent for how you can change things. Anyway, Iron Tail gains 15 accuracy to move up to 90, while Metal Claw gains 10 power. Meteor Mash gains 5 accuracy for 90 total. Steel Wing also gains 5 accuracy for 95. And Spike Cannon, which became a Steel move in Crystal Legacy, was still pretty bad, so we've raised its power from 25 up to 30 as a multi-hit move, hoping that this makes it actually possibly usable. Now, as for psychic types, very little has changed. Psywave has 95% accuracy, and Future Sight now has 120 power with 100% accuracy. And honestly, that still might not even be enough. Now, Ghost's new move, Astonish, is seeing a power increase from 30 up to 50. Lick goes from 20 to 40, but of course retains that sweet 30% para. And Shadow Punch is gaining 20 more power to now be on par with Shadow Ball. Ghost damage has once again been changed to now deal special damage. Overall, like the other Legacy games, it's a change for the best. The only thing that this has really negatively impacted was Banette, which we have made balancing changes to remediate. Remedy. Dark-type Pokemon, on the other hand, entirely benefit from Dark becoming physical. Thief goes to 60 power, while Knockoff goes to 50, Beat Up now has 20 power per hit, and Crunch has a 20% chance to lower the enemy's defense. There's actually no new, strong damaging moves. Everything that this generation added for Dark has, basically been utility. All Dark really got was, Torment, Taunt, Knockoff type stuff. And so because of that, we needed to bring Feint Attack up to 70 power so that the Dark types that wouldn't make sense to learn Crunch, we need to make sure that they also have a decently strong Dark move. Next, let's look at the fighting type. Arm Thrust was already pretty decent, and we just gave it 3 power. Like in Crystal and many other 100 power moves, Cross Chop becomes 90% accurate. High Jump Kick is gaining a monstrous 35 power to now deal 120 damage with 90 accuracy, and Jump Kick goes to 90 power with 95 accuracy. Now, funny, in going with our Crystal changes, we raised Mach Punch up to 50 power, but we forgot about Breloom. Breloom is so damn good, and really the only user of this move in Emerald, so we actually had to bring it back down to 40 just because it made Breloom that much more broken. Now, Rock Smash goes to 60 power with a 20% chance to lower defense. Rolling Kick gains 10 power and goes to 100 accuracy. Submission becomes 90 power, 100 accuracy. And lastly, Sky Uppercut. First of all, this move sounds sick. It's Blaziken's last and only second learned fighting move, not coming all the way until 59, which is 46 levels after it gets Double Kick. And then it's just got this. It's not good. We've given it a buff of 90 power and 95 accuracy, and I'm hoping that it now feels and acts as awesome as it sounds. Oh, and Dynamic Punch is going to 70 accuracy because otherwise this move is absolutely useless. Now, the Flying type sees its HM Fly get 100% accuracy, and this is to mirror the ground move Dig. The new move Bounce is also going to 100 accuracy. Air Cutter gains 10 power to now do 65 total, and as always, and most notable, Sky Attack becomes a one-turn move with 120 power and 85 accuracy. Also, Razor Wind is maybe going to become a Flying Trap move, but I don't know because it's Razor Wind, man. And that thing has just been haunting me since I've started the Legacy project. Rock type has always been oddly balanced, and we've done our best to enhance it while ensuring that it still feels as it always has. Rock Slide gets 80 power, while Throw and Tomb have 50 power, and all will see 95 accuracy. Rock Blast is a new move, which is actually a well-balanced 2 to 5 turn hit move. Minimum damage is 50, average power is 75, plus a chance to do up to 125 damage on a rock move is really good. And so in going with the theme of rock moves not being perfectly accurate, we've just given it 10% accuracy to bring it up to 90, which feels a lot better. This is going to be a move used by the champion, and in order for the champion to be good, this move needs to be well balanced. Most notably, however, we found that weather in Generation 3 is not balanced. Sunny Day doubles fire moves, gives Solar Beam 1 turn, along with Chlorophyll growth boosts. It is really good. Water is doubled in the rain, reduces fire damage, and sees similar bonuses with Swift Swim. Sandstorm, on the other hand, is really bad. Yeah, sure, there are some Sandstorm-esque abilities, and I guess it can take down other weather, but really all this move does is chip opponents that are not ground, rock, or steel type. And so we've decided to take a page from modern Pokemon. In Emerald Legacy, during a sandstorm, all rock Pokemon will receive a 50% increase in special defense. This is going to make sandstorm teams much more viable, and I'm very excited to see what we can do for some certain players. Also, since we're on the topic of weather, we should probably talk about the one new weather condition that was actually added in Gen 3, and that's Ice's Hail. Look, if you thought that Sandstorm was bad, Hail is actually somehow worse, because in Generation 3, there aren't even abilities that help in Hail, like Slush Rush and that kind of stuff. Hail doesn't even give Blizzard 100% accuracy. It's literally just chip damage on all non-ice Pokemon. No boost to ice moves, that is just so terrible. So first and foremost, we are going to make it so that Blizzard gets 100% accuracy, just like how Thunder gets 100% accuracy in the rain. More importantly is all ice types will receive a 50% defense boost in Hail. Once again, should make some fights more interesting, and I'm really excited for this introduction. You know what's crazy though is ground. In Gen 3 they added Mud Sport, which, guys, I gotta be honest, we are still trying to figure out what to do with this. It is Razor Wind levels of bad. So I don't know, while you're down there subscribing and all that crazy stuff, maybe leave a comment about what we can do for Mud Sport. The next move added in this game is Sand Tomb, which is similarly bad. 35 damage trapping move. It still sucks, but we've upped its accuracy. And the last move is Swampert's Mudshot, which has a 100% chance to lower speed and is actually just an amazing move and doesn't need any fixing. So let's move on to Poison. Poison, Fang, and Tail are the game's only 2 new moves, and both feel like they were made mainly for Seviper. Poison Fang is super neat because rather than basic poison, the poison chance that it can proc is actually for like toxic poison or badly poisoned. So we've just gone ahead and given it 10 more power. And at 60 power with a 30% chance to proc, I think this is great. We're gonna maybe distribute it a bit more, but I love it. Poison Tail, however, 50 power, 100% accuracy, and the only thing it has going for it is a high crit ratio. I don't know if everyone knows that poison is like really bad, but it is, and this is just useless. Like every 1 in 8 hits, your poison move is going to deal 100 damage instead of 50, compared to something like Surf, which is free and just always does 95 damage. That's Poison Tail. So quick fix, we've just given it 80 power. Poison is bad, so that should probably be about balanced. Next up, it's time for Dragon. Outrage has seen its power raised to 110, Dragon Breath raised to 70, and Twister goes to 50. Dragon does also finally see a Shadow Ball tier move added with the introduction of Dragon Claw. With 80 power, this move was okay, but considering the boost we've added to these other moves, we thought that Dragon Claw should also get a boost of 10 power. 4 types to go, and Electric is next. Like Dynamic Punch, Zap Cannon is going to see its accuracy raised to 70 in an attempt to get at least 1 player to use this move. And that's it. Electric type is just really good and really well balanced. All we have to do from here is just give electric Pokemon the electric moves that they deserve. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to our big 3. And the first we're going to cover is Fire. Now, for context, the big dog of Fire moves is Flamethrower, with 95 power, 100 accuracy, and a 10% chance to burn. When thinking about any other Fire move, you have to think about it in relation to Flamethrower. A move like Ember, early game. Flame Wheel, that's like a mid-game power move. Fire Blast, the less accurate, higher power fire damage move. Everything needs to serve a purpose. For the most part, it does, but there are 2 moves that need fixing. Heat Wave is a new move in Generation 3, and it needs help. So what's good about this move is it's a fire move that has the ability to hit both opponents in a double battle. Now, I think in the greater context of competitive, 90 accuracy, 100 power, hits doubles, that is balanced, but within the context of an actual playthrough, which is what we're balancing for, there's not really any reason to ever run Heat Wave. The only major double battle in the main fight is Tate and Liza, which fire is not very useful against. So we thought that for the few Pokemon that are going to get Heat Wave, there should be an actual reason to run it over Flamethrower. And to do that, we just gave it 100% accuracy. So it's the same stats as Flamethrower, except it comes with the bonus of hitting in doubles. The other move we need to fix is Blaze Kick. Originally 85 power and 90 accuracy, the added crit ratio is just not nearly good enough for this move to ever be considered over Flamethrower. The argument you could make is that Blaziken gets it for free, and so therefore there's not as much of an investment required to Flamethrower, but there's also like Overheat. So I just want to make Blaze Kick usable and noteworthy for Blaziken. So here's what we're gonna do. 80 power, 100% accuracy. With 15 less power than Flamethrower, the trade-off of this move will instead come with better secondary abilities. Blaze Kick has always had 2 abilities, and we really like that idea, but rather than sharing the high crit property with Leaf Blade, we decided to take from its fighting theme. Blaze Kick will now have a 20% chance to cause flinch, along with a now 20% chance to burn the opponent. Less power for better secondary abilities. It's a trade-off with a lot of potential upside that I think will force the player to really consider what choice they want to make. Up next, we have the water moves. Bubbles go into 30 power, Octazooka to 70, Crabhammer to 110, and Waterfall loses 10 and gains 10% for flinch. Dive is an interesting HM because you can take advantage of the 2-turn effect, but in Gen 3, it only has 60 power, so we put that up to 80. I know Dig and Fly are only 70, but the problem with any water move is that it's competing with like Surf, the greatest playthrough move of all time. You hit Gym 5, you get access to Surf, and like, how do you give a better move out than a free 95 power move to every single water type in the game? It's really hard to balance around, but I think we found a way to make Swampert's Muddy Water work. So remember Mudshot? 100% chance to lower speed? Well, we want to lean into that. So on top of giving it 85 power and 95 accuracy, we're going to make Muddy Water have a 50% chance to lower the opponent's speed. Now, this might sound really strong in doubles. And that's because it is. But because this is being balanced for a playthrough, and the nature and reality of Gen 3 is that this is a singles format for the most part, it's actually not going to be that OP. It's going to give a really noticeable and noteworthy boost for Swampert, which is a little bit slow, but there's still going to be an extremely valid case to run Surf. And I think giving players the choice to run different builds is always going to result in the better experience. There's still a chance that this move is a little bit cooked. It's definitely going to be cooked in the Tate and Liza fight, but I'm okay with that. Anyway, lastly, it is time for Grass. So first we have the draining moves. Absorb is going to 30 power from 20, Mega Drain goes from 40 to 50, and Giga Drain goes from 60 to 75, with an actually, for once, noteworthy boost to its PP. Bullet Seed is the new multi-hit move, and we've boosted its per hit damage from 10 to 15. Needle Arm is Cacturn's new signature move, and we decided to cook it pretty hard because Generation 3 Game Freak just hated grass types. 60 power with a 30% chance to flinch, like, yeah, that's a decent mid-game move. Why is this Cacturn's signature move? We've cranked this up to 80 power, 30% chance to lower special defense. Only notable change we've made for status moves is Grass Whistle. Sleep Powder exists for grass Pokemon, and they were like, yo, we need another grass sleep move. So because it's a signature move and it's only on Roselia, we just put it up to 85 accuracy. That makes Roselia pretty good, considering it doesn't get its final evolution though. It should be balanced. Now, as for the more slicing styled grass moves, you've got Vine Whip, which is going up to 40 power. Razor Leaf and Magical Leaf are chillin'. And then you have Petal Dance going up to 100 power because it was just really awful at 70. And that just leaves us with Sceptile's signature move, Leaf Blade. Now, despite originally seeing 70 power and a high crit chance, this was arguably the best grass move in the game, which is really sad. I don't understand why grass can't be as strong as ice or wind or fire or earth or air. That's right, I said air. Anyway, what we've done first is raise its power up to 80 for it to really feel like a later game move. Now, we are going to keep the high critical hit ratio, but Leaf Blade is going to get a secondary ability where every time this move is used, it has a 50% chance to raise the user's critical hit ratio. We couldn't give Sceptile Dragon type, but we wanted to cook it, and I think this is going to give it some very interesting play. Anyway, that, ladies and gentlemen, is your new Emerald Legacy Generation 3 move pool. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to help us reach 200,000 subs, and I will see you soon. Peace.